Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandi, and in this episode we are exploring the Spirit of Nature Oracle by John Matthews and Will Worthington. Now this is a deck that I have been thinking about getting for ages because I am, a huge tree lover, and I felt like it was time for me to get to know the Celtic Ogham tree alphabet maybe, but mostly just learn more about these trees that are represented in the Ogham alphabet. I've been recently trying to get to know more practically about plants and herbs and also trees, as well as birds. Really, I've been on this kind of identification role, trying to find out how different birds sounds, how to identify trees, and just getting to know the trees that are around me in my everyday life, the trees that I see on walking to work, the trees that I have in my back garden, the trees that are located in my in the closest local park, things like that. Just knowing what types of trees and what types of plants and wildlife exists around me, and it's been a really interesting thing to do. Also learning about the songs and the calls of different birds so that I know what birds are chatting around me when I'm sitting in my garden or walking to work. It's been really amazing, actually. I really recommend doing that if you're not already doing it. But anyway, let's get back to this deck that arrived a couple of days ago, still packed up in its plastic. I have not opened it yet because, as you know, I like to do my unboxings with you guys. So let's get into it. The box is rather big, so big that it doesn't really fit in in the screen at the moment. But we're not going to be looking at the box for very long. We are going to dig into the cards and the guidebook that I'm really excited about. I have several decks illustrated by Will Worthington. I've got the Wildwood Tarot as well as the Druidcraft. I still don't have the Druid Animal or the Druid Plant Oracle, although they have definitely been on my list. Let's quickly, I always forget to read the back. So we've got 25 cards and 128-page illustrated guidebook. That's quite a lot of pages for just 25 cards. So I have high hopes for this guidebook. It says here, let the trees be your guide. The Green Man is an ancient and popular icon of the natural world, the very spirit of nature. Here, in this remarkable pack, his tree wisdom and the Celtic Ogham tree alphabet combine to bring you an oracle of immense power. The beautifully illustrated deck of 25 cards depicts each of the trees that make up this ancient Celtic alphabet. The Green Man is present in every image, sometimes obvious, sometimes hidden, inviting you to enter his world. You will discover tree lore, myths and symbolism, and you will learn the innermost meaning of each card and how this age-old knowledge can guide you in your life today. Okay. So we've got a big, beautiful guidebook. Let's tip it out like that. And then we've got the cards that have slid out of this awkward little box with the tray. And let's dig into the cards first, as we like to do here on this channel. And ooh, the backs are quite lovely actually. I like those. The cardstock is quite okay, quite sturdy, but still flexible. I like that. It's semi-glossy or glossy cardstock. Would prefer matte, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So let's zoom you guys in. I might be trimming this. I believe maybe I will. Yeah. Just so that they are a bit easier for my small hands to handle, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So the first thing I'm thinking of that I really like and that I might be pairing, a deck that I might be pairing with this actually is the Tree Whispers Oracle by Maggie Black, because she's made a photographic oracle deck where you can basically also kind of see faces in the trees. And here we see the birch tree. I have no idea how to pronounce the Ogham word, or the old Celtic word, but Baith. I'm going to attempt it, so but please don't. Oops, squeaky chair. Please don't come at me if I pronounce it wrong. This is a beautiful card. I really love birches. We have them everywhere here in Finland, and there's so many different kinds of birches as well, that you'd be surprised. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Rowan, this is part of why I wanted this deck as well, because Rowan trees have a very specific meaning to me, since my surname, my Swedish surname, means Rowanleaf in English, and I just have a very specific relationship with Rowan trees, and the Celtic or Gaelic, I suppose, name for Rowan is Louise. Beautiful card. And next one is Older or Fern. Hang on, I didn't see the. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I didn't see the face in this one, but I think those are the eyes. It's a bit hidden. Is that right? I don't know. So in the older tree, the face is quite obvious there in the tree trunk. Beautiful depiction. Oh, this artwork is so emotional and moody. Look at the darkness and the light, and oh, love it. The willow tree. Oh yeah, I see the face there. It's like the... Where's my pointer? I'll use this pen for now. You see the eyes here and the eyebrows, and then it's like the nose and like a long beard. Lovely. And here we've got ash with the face in the roots. Beautiful. Nuin, maybe, in Gaelic. Maybe I should have looked at the guidebook first to know if this is Gaelic or not. Anyway, hawthorn and huath. Gorgeous. Oak, duir. I always feel oak trees are very special. I'm from a village a bit higher up, like further north in Finland, and it's too north to have any oak trees. So I didn't see any oak trees actually before I moved further down south to Finland, or in Finland. All right, here we've got holly or tinny. You see the man in the leaves there? Gorgeous. Hazel or coll. We've got a salmon here as well in the water. Where's the man? Oh, it's down there by the base of the trunk. Apple or quert, I think. I'm trying to see the face in the tree, but for some reason it's eluding me in this particular one. Why can't I see it? Anyway, blackberry and muin. Yeah, there's the face there. Gorgeous. Ooh, ivy or gort, I don't know. Love me some ivy. So dark and moody, this card. Fern or nettle, maybe? I don't know. Blackthorn or strife. Slightly ominous looking green man. Elder or ruiz. Spooky looking tree. Scots pine or elm. This bush, this tree looks menacing. Gorse or on. I have never heard of gorse. I don't know what it is. It's probably not something that grows around here, but interesting nonetheless. Heather or ur. White poplar or edad. Some of these green men just look really grumpy, don't they? Yew or idho. Actually, most of them look quite grumpy. Aspen or ebahad. No idea. Love these mounds in the background. Spindle or oir. Honeysuckle or Uinlane. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation. Gooseberry and Ifin. Gooseberry. I suppose it was never actually said that it's only trees. Gooseberries aren't trees, are they? Anyway, I thought they were bushes. Beech and phagos. All right. Let's look at the guidebook now. And for that, I think we're going to have to zoom out. Okay. So we've got the contents. Forward, reading the woods, the green man, reading the trees, turning the leaves, further reading resources, notes from the artist, acknowledgements. Reading the woods. Ooh, so I think there's a lot of really interesting information here. We've got the OM alphabet alongside with divinatory meanings, so we get keywords for each of them. I would not have minded, or actually I would have preferred, if the keyword could have been included on the card as well. That would have really helped for me. But anyway, I might copy this and print it out and make a little cheat sheet to have in with the cards in the bag that I'm going to make it. Just so that it will be easier for me to do quick readings if I fancy doing that. Okay, so we've got Sacred Groves, ancient Irish word for oghams. Okay, that's cool. That will give us a little bit more perspectives on the different meanings of the oghams as well. Alright, so then we get some information about the green man. Reading the trees, so now we're going to go into the different lore and information about each tree, and we will pull a card and read from the guidebook for those. Let's have a look in the back. Turning the leaves, receiving wisdom of the woods. So we've got a bit of how to read the cards, talking to the green man, if that's something that you subscribe to. We've got wisdom of the green man spread. We've got the three worlds spread. And some sample readings to help you out. We've got the Heartwood spread with 5 cards. Wisdom of the heart, wisdom of the emotions, wisdom of the mind, wisdom of the senses, and wisdom of the intuition. That looks like a really cool spread. I can't wait to try that one out. Many-leaved spread with 7 cards. Ooh. I love it when a book gives us lots of spreads. And then we've got further reading, further reading by bibliographies and stuff. Resources, and then notes and acknowledgements. So, I am looking forward to digging into this guidebook. But for now, let's pull a card. Alright, I'm going to have a hard time shuffling this deck, so I do believe that I'm going to have to trim this. As you can see, I am barely able to put my hands around it without bending the cards a lot. So let's just spread them, do a little fan. They will fan quite well. And let's pull this card. Oh my gosh, I got the Rowan card. I can't believe that. Oh, I love this deck now so much. I love it when this sort of thing happens. Alright, so I got the Rowan card. And let's read about Rowan, shall we? Yay! That's the card I wanted to read about the most. Alright, so Rowan or Luis Sorbus Aucuparia Green man wisdom, safe in the knowledge of protection. Divinatory meaning. Protection means that we are looked after by a power stronger than ourselves. Whether we look to a god or gods, to angels or spirits for our help, we should acknowledge the need for protection in every aspect of life. Just as we would be foolish to attempt to climb a mountain without strong ropes and proper climbing equipment, we should not consider entering into any other activity without ensuring that we have the proper protection. Rowan's ability to shield us from harm makes its presence a powerful ally, and it is still invoked in parts of Europe as a guardian against evil spirits or other negative forces. It can also offer insight into danger through the invocation of higher wisdom. The Druid shamans of the Celts were said to use it in this way, breathing in the smoke from Rowan fires to initiate a trance state in which their heightened perception enabled them to forewarn against the onset of danger. Its presence in a reading indicates that you are protected from harm. Rowan lore. It is thought that the Rowan got its name from the Norse word runa, meaning charm. It has had an association with protection from ancient times and is often found growing close to houses and churchyards to ward off evil presences. Traditions speak of the Rowan as an especially powerful protector against witchcraft, and that to bind a piece of red thread around a twig of Rowan can turn aside the strongest spell. Blood of the Gods. The sheer brilliance of the Rowan's colours, deep green and scarlet, announces its presence like a trumpet call wherever it grows. Its red berries meant that it was associated with both life and death, and since the colour red was believed to represent the blood of the gods, so the berries were seen as their natural food. The gods and goddesses associated with the Rowan are among the most powerful deities. In Greek mythology, the Rowan sprang from the blood of a sacred eagle sent by Zeus to recover the cup of the gods, which had been stolen by demons, whereas in Scandinavian myth, the first woman was created from a Rowan tree. The tree was especially honored by the Norse people because it was said to have saved the god Thor from drowning when it reached forth its branches to catch him as he was swept away by a furious river. Goddesses of the Sun. Rowan is ruled by the sun, so it is not exactly surprising that several of the deities connected with it are also solar. In Ireland, therefore, the goddess Brigid is often represented by the Rowan, while in Britain, Brigantia, an ancient tutelary deity of the land, is also invoked under its sign. Both these goddesses had strong associations with the sun, with its protective energy, and with the first stirrings of spring. Brigid was also the goddess of poetry and inspiration, and in later Christian myth was said to have nursed the infant Jesus. Both Brigid and Brigantia are said to have possessed arrows made from rowan, which could catch fire when necessary. The Druid's Tree. The rowan is especially sacred among the Celts. It was given great honour by the Druids, and in Ireland is still known as Fidna Druad, or the Druid's Tree. The Druids planted rowan trees, along with oaks and ash, in the sacred groves where they gathered to worship. Throughout Ireland, it was also believed that if a rowan tree was planted anywhere on the land, it was protected from harm so long as the tree was healthy and well cared for. This tradition is still kept alive in parts of Europe, where rowan trees are found growing close to houses or churchyards, and where sprigs of rowan pinned above a door frame are said to keep away those with evil intent. Wow, I really love this guidebook, giving you so much information about the lore and history of how the rowan trees, or any of the trees in this guidebook, of course, were used, and of course, I've read about rowan trees before, but it still made me all fussy inside reading about it now, and reading the words of John Matthews and seeing the artwork of Will Worthington. It's just really, really special. I think I'm going to have a really good time studying with this deck and this book. And what they write about rowan trees are very, very common here. I think I've had a rowan tree outside of every single house that I've lived in here in Finland. Both my grandparents have rowan trees in their yards. My house where I grew up had rowan trees. Even the house where I live here now, in the middle of a city, has a huge rowan tree right outside of it. And also a couple in the backyard, I think. But at least one right outside the front of the house, of the building. We have a big rowan tree that is just really glorious and beautiful. And this rowan tree is very special because every autumn it changes colors into this most vibrant orange that I have ever seen on a tree. I've never seen any other rowan tree become this, like, nearly neon orange. It hurts your eyes in the mornings when you walk to work. It's really, especially when the sun hits it, it looks like it's on fire. It's really special. And I've actually gathered a few rowan leaves from the tree outside the building where I live now, as well as some leaves from the rowan trees growing on my grandfather's grounds. Most of you might know already, my grandfather passed away this January, and my dad has taken over the land. And it was his childhood home, and I spent most of my childhood there playing in that garden as well. So it felt really important to me to gather some leaves from the rowan tree there, as well as some pine cones. And I will be gathering some twigs next time they spruce it or something, and then I can make some protective crosses or something, or maybe a pentagram or something to hang up here at home. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant about the rowan trees in my life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first impressions walkthrough of the Spirit of Nature Oracle, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video.